What frustrates you about the world at the moment?
I don't know where to start.
I love the UK for its thick forests and rolling green hills, but we're actually one of the most nature-depleted countries in the world.
Biodiversity loss is at an all-time high, which is terrifying.
Nature around the world is having a pretty tough time at the moment. It's pretty tough being a human as well.
Okay, this is happening, but let's build connection with the land.
But if you know where to look, there are some beautiful green shoots. Projects that show a troubled world a better way for us all to live.
I think the thing that makes Wakelyns special is the variety here.
It's really one of the most important pioneering agroforestry farms in Britain.
It's not just about growing food and growing crops, it's community and a multifaceted approach.
In the landing films, I visit the small projects with big ideas. Businesses finding new ways to care for the natural world and bring their communities back together. Wakelyns is one of Europe's oldest agroforestry farms. It has been the leader in scientific research into the benefit of trees for over 30 years.
We face big global challenges. We have to collaborate. I'm David Wolfe, along with my wife Amanda, I currently run Wakelyns. What we're trying to achieve is how a bunch of people come together and make really productive use of a piece of farmland.
It's the mature trees and growing alleys that are the magic that make Wakelyns tick. I want to know how such a small farm has such a huge reputation around Europe, and how did it come to support basket makers and bread makers and wood turners and nature guides and veg growers.
You look at the theory of agroforestry stuff, how it works, and a lot of the benefits of agroforestry are about the closeness of the trees. It's about stopping the warm wind from drying the ground out. It's about stopping the airborne diseases spreading through. It's about the underground connections between the root systems. So at some point, if the trees are too far apart, we're going to lose those benefits.
Like with permaculture or agroecology, it's building resilience for whatever you're working on through increasing your web of connections and through diversity. I love coming here where it's like a agricultural desert sort of all around, and then you're in this oasis of everything.
Well, I think it's kind of really a lot about how you can produce food on the same land as you're regenerating the soils and encouraging nature and wildlife. Because agroforestry has potential not just in terms of producing food, but addressing the nature crisis, the climate crisis as well.
Places like this just proves that it can work. It really can. And it can't just work, we can thrive.
The alleys are the cropping areas between the tree lines. Having the established tree lines there makes for a healthy soil. The shade stops so much water being lost during the day due to high temperatures. And then there's the mycorrhizal fungi, which work with the trees and the plants in symbiosis to provide each other with nutrients and sugars.
So I think Wakelyns is currently a very underused resource. You've been here today on a day where we've had lots of people interacting, there have been lots of sparky conversations. That's great. We could have that happening a lot more.
It's not an owner-based model that extracts profit for one family or firm. In fact, David doesn't see himself as a farmer at all. He calls himself a facilitator.
So the core infrastructure we own and we maintain. Each of the enterprises then has They're all completely different in terms of their needs and their relationship with us. Some of them are very seasonal, some of them are all year round, some of them have like a workshop space or an office space, some of them have some land which is theirs, and then our relationships with them are all different. So some of them give us time as their price of being here, some of them give us a share of their produce as a price of being here, some of them give us a profit share.
How do you track that from a sort of business operation?
Not very well. We need to get better. I'm not running a horticulture operation, I'm hosting a horticulture operation. They give me a proportion of their produce as their rent equivalent each year. So that's how that works. Those two there that have been ploughed yesterday, day before yesterday, Janine, who does the apple juicing, also grows squash, cucumbers, courgettes, stuff like that, potatoes, some for use on site and some for local retailing.
So we're back at Wakelyns in Suffolk, and it's May, so the farm is looking lush and green. It really is quite striking as you drive in, the contrast with the surrounding conventional farming landscape. This place really is an oasis. And today is Agroforestry open weekend, so the general public can come and see what's going on here.
We're enablers of the enterprises doing their thing and the interrelationship between the enterprises. It's all encompassing, but it's very enjoyable.
There are some very, very good makers that actually live on site and volunteer here. They give up their time to be here. I think it's such a superb opportunity that David's allowing people like that and people like myself to promote our works, because there is no way I'd have the resources to show these bowls to as many people and face to face if I didn't have a venue like this to come to.
The farm next door is 1,000 acres, and that guy prides himself on employing one person. This farm's only 57 acres, and he supports over 30 people. And it's such a small farm, but we're producing fabric, so we can clothe ourselves. We're producing food. There's an on-site bakery, so we can feed everyone. The trees are coppiced, and then the wood is wood chips, so that feeds the biomass boiler, so it gives energy to the farm. So basically, David just wants as many things to happen and come out of this farm as possible.
I personally have known of Wakelyns and have had a kind of connection with this farm for maybe about 5 years. It's all about collaborative and kind of creative, bringing creative approaches to helping more people connect with the land and each other.
What started out as a very small local thinking project has actually expanded incredibly rapidly. We've had people coming from Ireland, from Scotland, from Cornwall, from Sweden, from Holland, even from Canada and Thailand last year.
Being able to stay on site really means that we can access the workshop much more often. We don't pay rent, we do farm hours. We do 6 hours each a week. So that means for the farm that there's a labour pool. We back one another up, and being able to live in community is a real blessing. It's really beautiful.
I think the thing that makes Wakelyns special is the variety here. All of these little microhabitats, not only for birds, but for small mammals and insects and amphibians. This variety of habitat allows the wildlife that lives on this site to move around and take shelter in various places. I'm spotting things that I don't see in 70–80% of the farmed landscape, which I've grown up in. The absolute icon of Wakelyns is the turtle dove, which loves this dense scrub and this mess, which is just so rare nowadays. It's so important. It will migrate here from sub-Saharan Africa, and it will fly hundreds of miles a day in stages. And Wakelyns has become, or has remained, a stronghold for these birds since the 90s.
It's so nice to talk to all of the different enterprises that work off this beautiful piece of land, because it really is a vision of what the future could be. If Wakelyns fails, the world will lose a true pioneer in progressive land use. All the livelihoods, natural biodiversity would also be lost.
We're in a process, really for the next half of this year, of setting up what's called a community benefit society. And the idea is that over time, we want to shift the ownership and governance of Wakelyns into being a community project. So at the moment, it's our personal, private family project. And we want, in our lifetimes, for it to shift so it becomes owned and run by a community of people who are interested in Wakelyns. So sort of preserve the legacy that my parents and we've tried to maintain. In a practical sense, it's going to be a share offering. We're going to be encouraging people to invest, to make it a proposition going forward that gives it sustainability beyond our lifetimes. And we will then gift our share in a sort of matched way over our lifetimes to leave it in a better place than we got it. If that project doesn't succeed and we don't find a community buyout kind of way of doing this, then all or most of Wakelyns, we will put it on the market. We have no choice. It's not really our choice. We would love not to, we hope not to, but it will then be bought by whoever. And so all of the things that you're seeing and talking about will be at risk.
Both in nature and in business, diversity provides for a much more resilient system. So if there's one lesson from my time with Wakelyns, it's that we need to do it together for each other.
I think in a word, it represents hope, because we're demonstrating to people that you can work sustainably and in sympathy with the planet, that the soil can improve, we can make things better, that we can work organically.
I think there's so much we can learn from farms as they themselves reinvent the way they serve their local communities.
We are part of nature rather than imposing our will on nature.
The problem with fear is that if then people go, well, there's nothing I can do, there's no chance. We need to empower people, but the only way to empower people is creating opportunities for them to come together.
If you've got a garden. Learn about it. Learn about your relationships with the food you eat. That's an invaluable knowledge to take away with you. And being able to grow your own food is it's one of the wonderful things in life. Providing for yourself and for your community.
Next time we're going to the southwest and a farm I once called home, where Richard, now in his 80s, needs to rethink his do-it-yourself approach. Like, subscribe and follow along for more ideas from businesses and communities that bring us back together and bring us back to the land.